A meet-cute is the point in a romantic movie where the two lead characters meet each other for the very first time. I'm not sure where the name comes from, but I assume it has something to do with how quirky and adorable these meet-cutes always are. Colton and I had ours the first week my parents and I moved here, when I came to the theater alone so I could drown my sorrows in a nice, light romantic comedy called Sunday Sunday. I was looking forward to the movie, whose trailer promised the comforting formula of girl meets boy, girl loses boy, girl and boy realize they are each other's everythings and finally get to the point of the whole film, true love's kiss. When I walked into the cinema, Tom greeted me from behind the snack counter with a genuine smile. "What would you like to see today?" he asked with such enthusiasm that his love for his job was immediately clear. He struck me as borderline cute, so I tried not to look like a friendless freak as I told him, "One for Sunday Sunday." "You must be new around here," he said as he rang up my ticket. "We just moved into town." I reached into my shoulder bag to get my wallet, and the plastic bag I was holding slipped from my hand. The bag dropped to the red carpet, and the carton of malted milk balls inside rattled loudly. Very loudly. Tom peered over the counter to see what was happening down by my feet. "Care to explain that rattling sound?" His friendly voice had turned crisp. "Oh, that's just my Whoppers." I picked up the bag, pulled out the large tan carton, and grinned at him as I gave it a hearty shake. "No outside food." He looked offended, as if he was some aspiring Willy Wonka who'd made the theater candy by hand, and I'd insulted him by bringing my own personal stash. "Sorry, I didn't know if you sold them or not, and I can't watch a movie without my malted milk balls." I scanned the snack menu. "Either way, it's cool because I'm buying popcorn." "Why would buying popcorn make it cool for you to sneak food into the movie theater?" "I wasn't sneaking it." I raised the flimsy bag and waved it in his face. The milk balls rattled noisily. "This bag is totally see-through." He put his hands on his hips. "I'm going to need to confiscate those chocolates." "Listen," I squinted at his name tag. "Tom, this is my favorite movie treat. Do you have any idea how much a theater like this depends on refreshment profits? Do you even care if we keep our doors open? There is no outside food allowed. I'm sorry. No exceptions." I gestured to the row of candy under glass. "You don't even carry Whoppers, so it's not like you're missing out on a sale. My old theater didn't carry them either, so they just let me bring my own." "You are welcome to leave your malted milk balls with me. And may I interest you in one of our tasty chocolate confections to enjoy with your popcorn?" Tom and I stared each other down for a few beats. He steepled his fingers like a Bond villain, and I noticed he was trying to hide a grin, like he'd been hoping to have a Whopper standoff against someone all morning. Finally, I snapped. "Fine." I pulled out my carton and peeled open the spout on one side. Shaking out a large handful of the chocolatey balls, I defiantly shoved them into my mouth and started chewing in his face with a loud crunch, crunch, crunch. I found his wide-eyed reaction satisfying enough to push a second handful into my already bulging cheeks, which was exactly when the best-looking boy I'd ever seen in real life swooped in behind him. It was Colton. Everything in the theater lobby shifted to slow motion when I saw him for the first time. I could practically feel my pupils dilate. My hearing sharpened. I began to salivate. Literally. As in, the milk balls in my mouth were dissolving into thick chocolate drool. Colton, who I immediately dubbed Drop-Dead Handsome Face before I knew his name, gave an easy grin and asked us what was happening. Tom threw a hand over his mouth, covering his shocked laugh, and all I could do was stand there, breathing through my nose and trying not to choke on my chocolatey spit. Tom filled him in on the contraband candy situation, emphasizing how much outside snacks were hurting the theater. "She's new to town." Tom gestured to my face. "I had no idea she'd take it this hard." Colton leaned over and handed me a napkin, presumably to wipe the trail of brown drool off my chin. I tried to smile at him, but my cheeks were already stretched as wide as they could go. "What did you do? Frisk her?" Colton asked, looking at me curiously. "No, the carton of Mighty Malts dropped and made a huge racket," Tom said. "I couldn't just ignore them." I tried to correct him with a muffled "Whoppers," which only served to send a fresh stream of chocolate drool down my chin. Colton handed me a new napkin and winked at me. "Perhaps you're willing to buy an extra-large tub of popcorn for your snacking pleasure? You can keep your candy."